Okay, it says we're live. Very good. uh, Wayne's with me here. Good to have all of you. Been working. I did a little practice piece, and I had needed to make sure my tailstock and headstock were on the same plane, and I got my quill out too far. So I've been frantically working, trying to get it to work again. Anyhow, we're back together. Uh, Rich, that might be something you want to look at, buddy. Uh, I like this lathe, but that's one thing. The tailstock is a little lacking. It works fine when it's working. Anyhow, um, Wayne's with me, and we'll probably have a couple others join us as we go along. I'm going to turn a piece of oak. This is another piece of that. Sounds better to me anyway. Um, this is a piece of that same oak that I turned the big natural edge 3 weeks, a month ago, something like that. And this is one of the scraps off of that log. So we're going to turn a box out of this. And I mean, I haven't done anything to it. I've not turned a tenon. I've not made it round. We're starting with just a rough piece of oak. So that's what we're going to work with to get started. Hopefully, we're going to get a box because I'm
Right,
going to do this series of boxes.
stick me in the background, Doug.
Yes, sir.
And
I'm going to do that.
Rich has said you need a two most taper alignment tool. I believe that's what you were using, wasn't it?
Dun, dun, dun. That's what I was
There you
using.
go.
But Rich, my problem comes in that the tailstock gets stuck just shy of where I need it to be. It needs to come up a little further, and because of the joint in the bedways, it won't come up quite far enough. So anyway, that's that. That's enough of that. I'm not
That's
really complaining. I'm just making a.
that's
I'm
another
just
conversation.
yeah, yeah, sure is. So go ahead, Wayne. Let us know who's in the chat if you would,
Okay, here
please.
we go. Rich was in first. He was waiting impatiently at that time.
That's what he said.
Barry Chitty's in. Dale, Old Man River. Ward Wilson. Todd at Glen Cove. Al's in. Evening, Al. How are you doing? Thomas Kenny. Roger Wallum. Bert Spools. He put a message in, but he's taking it back out.
He didn't want to talk to us.
No. There will be other people coming in, I'm pretty sure, Doug,
Yeah,
but not at the moment.
that's fine. That's fine. Bert, I did watch your video a while ago. That was a good one. All right. We're in
Mike
a place
Evans has
where we can
just
get
come in.
started. Hello, Mike.
What are we
Glad to
doing
have
tonight,
everybody.
Doug?
Excuse me?
What are we doing tonight?
We're doing a box out of
I did, I
oak,
did, I
live
did,
oak.
I did see it, but oh, there he is. He is Andrew.
Hi guys.
Evening,
So,
Andrew.
yeah,
How's it
good to
going?
have you. Precious. We'll probably end up using that tool here in a bit. Right now,
Oh,
I'm just there we go, up to about 900 at the moment.
Right, Bert retracted his message, or his what he said, because he had a speaking mistake.
Oh,
a speaking
And
mistake, right, everyone?
yeah, and Rob's just come in from Klingsport. Evening, Rob. I'm going to
hey,
check out.
Rob.
I will be using the depth gauge tomorrow night.
Ooh.
I'm uncertain on whether to do a review or just say it's all positive, because I mean Rob is my friend.
It worked fine. Wink, wink.
Oh,
He's
in
using
fact,
my.
I must say thank you, Rob, because I forgot to send you a message saying it arrived.
Well, there you go.
And Michael McEwen's just come in saying happy
Hello,
Tuesday
Michael.
to everybody.
Hey, Michael from the west coast of Canada. All right. This is a lumpy, bumpy piece of wood.
Really? What is it? Sorry, because I missed the beginning.
It is live oak. Live
Oh,
oak.
Live
no.
oak.
Nice.
And
And
I was sharing with Wayne, this oak is browner than most of the oaks here in the States. It reminds me more of the English oak that you guys
of an
use so
English
much
oak.
of.
Yeah. So
Somebody posted a piece.
Rich is saying hello to Michael because he hasn't seen that name for a while. Oh, Mike, Dances with Aardvarks is in.
Hey,
Hey,
Mike.
Mike.
Oh, I popped onto that link you sent earlier on, Mike, with the Nutcracker you sent to the jewelry people. Very, very smart, mate.
All right, we're getting there. Just a few more passes with this rough and gouge, and we'll have it round, and then we can start thinking about what we're doing for a box.
A box.
I've got a demonstration coming up where I was asked to do a three-sided box.
Oh, really?
All right, okay.
It's been kind of interesting. I took two boxes down to one of my stores that happens to sell a good bit of loose tea, and they're liking the idea of using those boxes as tea stores.
Yep.
So I'll probably be making a bunch for them. Still a flat spot in there
And
somewhere.
Scott's just come in from Hampton Woodturning. Evening, Scott.
Hey,
Hey,
Scott.
did we say Marcel Duret's in as well?
No, I missed Marcel. Good evening, Marcel. Sorry I missed you.
Hey, buddy.
Marcel. Oh, there it is. I got a place right there, and there's a crack right there. Okay. Let's get that
I did
flat spot
a
out of
good
there first.
video on a three-sided vase, which would be very easy to put a lid on and make it into a box.
Absolutely. It's not that hard. And what I think I'm going to do for the demo, it'll be three-sided on one end only. So the bottom end will be round as well as the lid. And the top of the box body will be, I still got that flat spot. Just the top of the box body will be three-sided.
Okay. Sounds a little bit like the vase I did.
Yeah. I think I still got a flat spot in here. Oh no, it's gone. That's where it was. That's the remnant of it. But I got a good chunk of. I could put you guys on overhead. Okay, Precious. I gave you one job.
Okay.
Yeah, one job.
One job. Oh, wait.
You come in.
Okay.
You come in late. You have one job.
Oh goodness. That's all right. That's all right.
There we go. Kick a man while he's down, why don't you?
That's right. You opened the door. I had something good to say, but I think I'll let it.
Yeah, I was about to say if you get any lower, Andrew, I won't be able to get my foot down that far.
Well, I kind of slow pitched that one to you, but there you go.
Yeah, you did.
And Chris Walters has just come in. Evening, Chris.
Hello, Chris.
All right, little accelerator on there to set it up, but I'm still going to give it just a minute. I sprayed my arm a while ago on a warm-up piece that I did.
Yeah.
While that's going,
it's actually a nightmare to get off your face mask as well.
Oh, isn't it just?
Well, I have no idea what I did with that piece, that little warm-up piece. It's here somewhere. I swear.
We were just talking about this before the live started about Doug putting things down and never being able to find them again.
Yeah, there it is.
Behind
my
you,
shop
Chris.
is like the black hole. It literally.
You only just finished it before we went live.
Oh, really? Look at that.
Yeah,
nice.
It was behind me. It was behind me, literally. That thing. I wish I had my scales in here. I do still have to work on the tenon to get rid of. I won't get rid of that, but I'll get most of it out. Put a little oil on it. I bet that doesn't weigh. It's not 10 grams.
And Todd said it's with your ring. Yeah, we actually talked about the ring as well, Todd.
Yeah. Yep. sure is. The
We
ring
also
and some Banksia
actually
pods.
we also talked about a box full of Banksia pods, which you
Yeah.
can't find either.
That's right. They're gone. Who knows? Who knows?
It's one of those deals. Once you start tidying up your workshop, you'll find them.
Oh God,
A few weeks later, you'll lose them again.
That's going to take me about 50 years to find them.
Yeah, yeah. If ever.
Yeah, if ever.
I did 8 hours of cleanup when I first lost that ring. My wife and I were in here last week or week before, spent another 4 hours together. So there's another 8 man hours. There's been 16 hours looking for that thing.
Oh dear.
Yeah. All right, just a cleaning pass to take off some of that glue.
I once did a demo at a fairly local club a few years ago, and got everything back home and started unpacking it and everything. And the only thing I couldn't find was my camera. I'd actually left the camera. That was the only thing I left. I left the camera.
Oh my goodness.
So luckily enough, it was and it was a good camera. But luckily enough, one of the guys from the club brought it down to me.
Oh, that was
Okay.
nice of them. There's nothing worse than leaving things in in places that you don't want to leave them. You know.
Oh
Or
yeah,
having
exactly.
to travel back and pick them up.
Goodness, yeah. It's terrible. A few years ago, I was coaching a high school archery team, and one of my students was using a school bow, and lo and behold, it was our only left-handed bow, and she left it at a
Oh
tournament.
dear.
The
Oh
tournament was
dear.
about an hour and a half away. It's the only tournament I ever had the kids drive that far to get to. Fortunately, one of the other coaches from our area was there when they found it and realized that it had been left. She called me up real quick and said, "By chance, did one of your students leave a yellow bow?" I said, "Is it left-handed?" It's the
You
only
knew.
yellow bow we had, and it was left-handed, so it was pretty obvious. She said, "It sure is." I said, "Yes, that's mine," and she brought it to me. You know that
And
crack
James
comes
Crawford's
down.
just come in.
Hey James,
Hello,
I'm going to
James.
go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and cut that off where it's cracked. I was going to leave it, but I'm going to cut it off. Doesn't go that deep.
I don't know if you know Doug, but Mark used to do a lot of archery as well. I don't know if you.
Yes.
Oh, you did know that.
Yes, I did. He and Ruby were at a whole different level than I ever was. I decided here about 2 years ago my left shoulder will not take archery any longer, so I've given it up. I still got to go a little further. I have given it up. That's something I keep meaning to talk to my doctor about. If I can get a small form filled out by my doctor saying that my left shoulder has given out, I can use a crossbow during archery season.
Oh
All
right. So,
right. That's
Yeah,
good.
it gives me another 2 weeks at the beginning of deer season and another month at the end of deer season. So
Oh dear.
who knows? Who knows? My son's not home to fill our freezer with venison anymore, so I got to go another eighth of an inch.
I
The
usually
box is
get
getting
my.
smaller.
This might sound very strange, but I usually get my venison from my vet.
Sure. Yeah.
Because he goes out and does a lot of shooting, a lot of culling, and he'll give me a phone call sort of maybe twice a year and say, I've got this, I've got that. Do you want it? And it's, I tell you, comparison wise with buying venison from anywhere. I mean, I spend around about 40-50 pound for a carcass.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, really?
That's
Yeah,
not bad at all.
which I skin and butcher myself.
Right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I do the same thing, Wayne. When we get a deer, we hang it in a tree out back and skin it out, butcher it.
I usually hang mine in the workshop for a week because it's I usually get the venison autumn winter time, so I hang it in the workshop for a week, and
Yeah.
then in the workshop get it skinned, get it butchered, fill the freezer up. How unusual! We are in a Woodturning live,
Talking about skinning.
talking about food again. That's very strange.
Yeah, well, you know.
I just had this vision of a deer in your workshop, pre-skinned with all the wood shavings attached to it,
Well,
thinking,
to tell you the truth, you remember Richard Time 16,
yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? Now, the first ever live visit to a workshop he did was with me, and as I panned around the workshop, there was a carcass hanging.
Oh my.
Oh, dear.
Yeah,
Yes, it was.
exactly. Oh dear.
No pun intended there, by the way.
All right, we just use the Easy Wood tool, Easy Rougher, just to make the tenon, and then I'm using my parting tool just to flatten it out. And
Now, the Scott's just said, Scott
yeah.
Hampton, this is. He now has a poll during his demos titled "What Will Scott Misplace Today?" that those watching can vote from a list of tools that I might forget where I put them.
That's a
Oh,
really good idea.
that's brilliant. I might do that tomorrow night.
There you go. There you go. There's always
99%
something, yeah.
people say it's in the shavings.
Or it's behind you. Okay, just made my first cut there for my parting it. Then I'll get my famous thin parting tool. When I'm doing Christmas trees and snowmen, I use that thing a lot. It's
Is
taking the
that
tension off of my.
is that the kitchen knife parting tool?
Yeah, yep,
Kitchen
that's
knife
it.
parting tool.
It's nice and thin and holds. Well, I got too loose.
Mm-hmm.
Guess I could
And
put it in
Todd at
my.
Glencover said he hit a deer doing 70 mile an hour in January 23.
Mm, mm.
Fortunately, it was small and he just grazed it. Thank heavens for duct tape for a temporary body repair.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, now
Yeah.
I've got to ask Todd. Was that for the body of the deer or for the body of the car?
Oh dear.
I had one jump out in front of me one time, scared me to death. I couldn't. I had that split second to decide what to do, and I couldn't decide whether to accelerate or to brake.
Yeah.
My wife screamed, so I broke. I should have accelerated, done less damage.
Sorry, go on, Wayne.
Go on, Andrew. No, you were there first.
Rob's just thinking, how many times in Wayne's live tomorrow can somebody say, "Oh dear"?
May have to go back to those games that they used to play every time, Wayne. Every time you said something, take a drink.
Oh yeah, haha.
And then it became the fun part was trying to get you to say it.
The
So,
annoying thing with that though is when I'm in the workshop, I can't take a drink.
yes, yes.
This is true.
Okay. we're going to start with, what do I want to put in first? Let's put the box in first.
Yeah, right. How are you doing the fitment for the lid?
It'll be a
Well, it doesn't
in
really matter.
recess. No, right.
It doesn't really matter.
Um,
And Todd has said for the duct tape, it was for the car. He never saw the deer after he hit it. Well, that's not very good.
I hate it when that
Mind you,
happens.
it's 70 mile an hour. It probably flew a fair way.
May have.
Certainly, it will have jumped.
Yeah, the one I hit it at about 40, 45, and it tore up the front of my car pretty good. The silly deer slid across the road, laid there for about 3 seconds, jumped up and ran off into the woods. So I didn't even get it. I was hoping it'd lay down and die.
Yeah, Todd said it was day 2 of a 12-day vacation.
Oh my,
Oh
yes.
dear.
Right.
Take your
I've got this. I've got to ask Todd. This wasn't the first of usually things happen in threes. Mike, Mike's asking, is Ruby doing a demo or something? I'm to tell you the truth, Mike, not too sure. Just know she did message us all and saying that she wasn't going to be in tonight.
Yeah.
But I did. I've got to say, I did tell her to put the kettle on wherever she is.
Yep. She's a bit busy, bless her.
She is very busy at the moment because she forgets to write things down on a calendar.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it
Had a
again.
demo that,
Oh dear.
had a demo that she said, I didn't know that I was doing it until I got the newsletter. It's her club. Here I am backing myself into a corner instead of switching hands. This is Al's favorite thing anyway, isn't it, Al?
It works just the same as long as
It
you're
does.
using the bevel.
Mhm.
Absolutely, it does. Some people, and I kind of got in touch with this with my dad, but some people are what I call dominant
Now,
hand handicapped.
now
In the,
Mike Evans has just put a thing in here, which I meant to mention earlier, that because of circumstances, the Woodturning 360 Club has got their meeting tonight instead of I think it was supposed to be next Monday, but they've got their meeting. They've got their meeting tonight discussing the Todd Rains demo that we had a couple of weeks ago. So it might be that some people are in the Woodturning 360 Club meeting tonight. No, JP's there. Hiya, JP.
Yeah, and he comes in with the jabs straight away. AGK's favourite ice cream is cookie dough.
Oh God, here we go.
all right.
Nice one, mate. I like that one.
I've tapered this off a little bit, given it a little bit of shape. Still got to sand it, but I'm going to go ahead and start on the inside, and we're going to start by changing cameras. Dun, dun, dun. Let's go to
There
the
you
close
go.
one. There we go. And we'll
That's
drop it down just a little. There, that's better. We'll use a parting
And
tool.
Lucy's just come in. Good evening, Lucy.
Potato.
Just using a parting tool to
I got a parcel from Lucy today.
make
Oh
myself a
my
recess.
life! I'm surprised I've got any teeth left. Chocolate brownies.
That's a nice parting tool. It's not as nice as the one I made for Shug, but it's a nice one.
Well, that's an actual parting tool there. In fact, there's where it comes from. It's an old one from a shopsmith, probably one that came with my dad's original Shopsmith when he bought that booger. Now I can go back to a bowl gouge and start having some fun. Need to raise the tool rest just a
Oh,
touch.
Michael McEwen's just put in for Rich Baldock. Did you find a solution to your question? I don't remember seeing a question if it was relevant to what we're doing here.
Don't know that you read one out anyway.
No, don't remember seeing that. Anyway, but again for Lucy with the chocolate brownies, I did Jane for her pudding tonight. Ice cream, chocolate brownies, chocolate sauce, cherries, caramel sauce.
You made it a diabetic's dream, didn't you?
Oh no, definitely. And Jane is type 2 diabetic, so
Oh my!
she absolutely loved it.
All right.
All right, Rich has answered Michael. It was something they mentioned earlier about somebody sending messages in Facebook, whether they got them or not.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Rich came along and started a Facebook. Well, the group was already there, a Nova owners group, and it was haphazard at best. In fact, it was pretty derogatory and not very helpful. Rich came along and made it, in my opinion, made it helpful.
Sorry, Doug, we're not laughing at you.
No, we're not laughing at you, Doug. It's just that whenever I say Facebook, Jamie tends to put Facebook in with about 19 O's.
Yeah.
Facebook.
Duke. We had a fella here. He died not too long ago, but whether it was double O's or even a U, Boosh, Book.
Yeah, that's the way I pronounce it. And Ward has said, today is my 41st anniversary. For some reason, my wife wants me to take her out. We'll watch the balance later. Happy anniversary, Ward.
Well done,
Congratulations.
Ward. Congratulations. And Alan Gibbs joined us as well. And
Hello,
so
Alan.
is
Hi, Alan.
Andy the Bundy Rowe.
Evening, Andy.
Andy's had to take an insulin shot a while ago. I saw on Facebook.
Wouldn't
And
surprise me.
He got
Rob
into the
from
brownies too.
yeah, Rob from Klingsborough said, I've got some bloke on Facebook, that is, wanting to send me wanting to sell me files. Just needs my bank details to verify me. How lucky am I?
Oh, you're very lucky, mate. Don't do it.
How about no?
How about no? And according to Lucy, I've got some brownies waiting for me when we get to Harrogate. Cheers, Lucy.
To tell you the truth, Andy, with the amount of sugar that's in them, they'll not go off either. Right.
My precious.
Richard said, yeah, the previous CS manager sucked. We won't deny that. So on top of the engineering for both Technotool and Striatech, I now get to be the CS manager and help with tickets too. And he's also gone on to say that Shy, that I don't know if it's the right spelling or not, is the other Technotool employee that regularly posts on that group.
Excellent.
Okay.
I know, Rich, when you came in, it didn't take long, and the whole tenor of that page changed dramatically from nothing but a major gripe session to actually getting problems solved.
Oh, Richard said that Shy is one of the New Zealand engineers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Lucy said back to the brownies. There's a serious amount of chocolate. Yes, I know there is serious amount of chocolate in them. Yes, Lucy, I know.
Yeah. And Rob says, remember, Andy, sharing is caring. Absolutely. We'll share the diabetes.
Oh yes. You don't lose weight other than your teeth.
Yeah, teeth don't weigh that much, do they? All right. Is that how you do it, Precious? Just like
Absolutely. Yeah.
that? Blow the shavings out. I'm going to get my little. Well, that's not. I don't have that one set up for knowing what I got. So.
Rob says you can buy new teeth.
Oh, I got a long way to go. You can buy new teeth. They're not quite as fun, but take my
You won't
quill
get
off.
you won't get toothache.
You won't get a toothache. That's right. And if they get real dirty, you just take them, put them in a glass, and let them soak. There we go. Now I can get to it.
Or you could use cling spore abrasives to give them a really good clean.
Bit of wet and dry. There you go.
I wonder what abrasive grit would do on false teeth.
And like Andrew said, it would be a nice piece of very fine wet and dry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would work. All right, where are we?
Real deep.
The way this number one hollower works, folks, you can go through the bottom of one real quick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't I know it?
And how would you know?
I can't confirm or deny that one.
Yeah, well. All right, I'm just cleaning up the little nib in the center using the original CI0, which is the easy finisher. And this is the full size one. Not the pro size, but the full size.
Yeah, that's the one I have.
Oh, Rob's in.
Hey, Rob.
Thought you said he was in a while ago.
No, I mustn't have seen him. I would have noticed him because he's got a spanner.
Okay.
And Lucy said about the Lucy sent the brownies out to a number of people, and she has said, Rob, yours were the last to be delivered. Mark was first, Wayne was second, and yours was last, and yet it had the shortest distance to go.
Well, that's just favoritism.
I don't guess you sent me any, did you, Lucy? No.
No.
I can't imagine. They'd probably be hard as a brick by the time they got here.
Oh no! Hey, Doug, I can guarantee they would not be hard as a brick by the time they got to you. I can guarantee that. No, I don't think so.
So far, everything that I've gotten from your all side of the pond has taken right at 2 weeks to get here.
It would still be soft, mind you. If you're getting stuff delivered from the UK, it's probably either going to be wood or tools, so it would be hard anyway.
That's true.
I've had stickers. I've not had any food. I haven't.
No, I've got these chocolate brownies would still be nice and soft by the time they got to you, Doug.
Very good. Sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah, and Rob from Klingsport has said the use by date was 3056.
Just a little sanding to.
Mike says he's Doug Woodturning or auditioning for a horror movie. That's because you had your parting tool. Oh dear. No, that parting tool is absolutely okay.
It is. I actually borrowed the first series one because it's a newer one that Easy Wood Tools have got out now. I borrowed the first series one from Dale Maple Tree Studios, and the bloody tip flew off.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a problem with those first ones, and then they changed them from just the carbide tip to that whole front end, and it made all the difference in the world.
Yep, I've had no problem with mine whatsoever.
Now,
Lucy said, Wayne, I had a photo of something green as your proof of delivery. That would have been probably the rose bush that grows up around the front door.
now this one, my rougher, my full size rougher, I got that when this was the only tool that Easy Wood had,
Oh
and
really?
that was the only cutter, was that, whatever that is, that R2 or R4 uh, radius square cutter. Yeah, they didn't. I mean, yeah, and
That
And
is
the
that is one that
finisher,
is on my wish list.
was right when they came out with it, and that was when it was still a one man shop.
right,
So it's been a
Mike
while.
has said that he has regrets about giving away his Sabatier chef knives now. Yeah, I've got a number of quite good makes of chef knives that I don't use anymore because I found better ones. But they will be. I'll not throw them away. They will be used.
Doing a little reverse sanding just to make sure my fibers are down.
Yeah, sorry, Doug. But Lucy
You're
said that Mark's proof of delivery looked like there was a fluffy slipper in the photo.
Well,
It probably was.
if it was
I was
pink, that
asking
was
if
it.
that's the homemade parting tool that you've got, Doug. Yes, it is, Al.
Yes, yes. My homemade, they work so well. And that was a cheap one, really, really cheap. Um, in fact, it was thrown into a drawer at an estate auction, and nobody bought the drawer. And so the lady offered it to my dad, and he grabbed it. I think he went ahead and paid her $5 or $10. And that steak knife or kitchen knife was just one of three or four that were in there. They weren't very good ones. They were cheap knives. But I took it just for that purpose, to make a thin parting tool out of it. I hate that vacuum. I got to build a thing to hold it, a surround. All right, we're going to take this off.
Now, Al is asking about the parting
Question.
tool, Doug.
Yes.
How did you prep the end? The bit that cuts. Did you do any prep, any heat prep, or anything, or shape
No.
wise? Sorry, he's just asking about the shape.
Shape-wise.
So yeah, it's been. I took all the edge off from this point forward. Took it all off. You can see how much I took off. That was the original edge there. Took all that off. Uh, Maybe an eighth of an inch, a quarter of an inch, just so I won't cut myself. But
So
then,
that it's still it's the where the actual parting is happening, right on the point there. It's still
uh-huh.
pretty much a diamond shape.
um,
It's
it
not
looks
flat.
like it is. It's
Yeah.
flat from the bottom edge up to that line, and from there it tapers in. So
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
thinner. It's thinner here than it is on the bottom.
Yeah. That's
Mhm.
And
what I meant. Yeah.
then I did shape it from the bottom and the top. And particularly, Al, I sharpen 90% of the time only the bottom edge. Every once in a while, I'll hit the top just to bring my point down closer to that line there.
Yeah.
Okay.
To the
Trying to get so
diamond.
you can
To
see
the
it.
to the diamond line.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to the difference
Yeah.
from the flat to the where they sharpened. So anyway, it needs it now. I need to do the top side just to bring that point down a little further. So anyway, okay, we've got our box done. I've got to do the lid. The lid has to fit inside of here, and I've got about a quarter inch down to a shelf for it to sit on. It's not a very thick shelf, but it's there. So that'll be the first thing I'll do, and then we'll do some shaping on the lid. So get my vacuum out of the way. Now let's see, I did that. I don't need that. I need this because we want to
Bert's
cut it.
Pulse is asking, did you take the edge off the original cutting surface? Yes, he
Yes.
did, Bert. Yeah,
Yeah.
he did.
About 3/16 or so thereabouts. I took off just so I wouldn't cut myself. I could have just dulled it. Well, it was dull to begin with, but um, I didn't want to take a chance, so I took more off of it.
You get a worse cut with dull blades than you do with sharp.
Yeah, I was part of an internet turning group years ago. Had a young fella join, started turning, and came in. Had a lot of potential. He was very good. Had a good design mind. I got a long way to go on that. But he got something that got in his head. He thought that he could make a better cut with a dull tool.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, after his second trip to the ER, he decided maybe there was something to this sharp tool business. And a guy came over to his house to help him kind of get straightened out. And lo and behold, the guy said, "Let me sharpen that tool for you." Sharpened him up. He came to understand what a sharp tool could actually do.
Nothing worse than a dull tool.
Oh,
Oh
definitely.
man, it can just cause so much frustration.
Mm-hmm.
And the
Oh, I'm
thing is,
getting close.
you can actually tell. I mean, I did it last Wednesday. I hadn't been in the workshop for a while, and I started cutting the bowl last Wednesday, and I had to stop because it just wasn't cutting properly.
Right?
Mm. Yeah.
It happens. Just like this parting tool that I'm using now. It it's cheap steel to begin with, and so it just doesn't hold an edge very long.
Right. EMGI has just come in. I've forgotten his name. Oh, it's Leo.
Leo.
Good evening, Leo.
Oh, we're getting close.
See, that's the same with whether you're using gougers, whether they're blunt, or whether you're using easy wood tools or cowboy tools, and the tips are blunt. You know it's not cutting, so just
Oh,
change them.
definitely. Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly, Andrew. Exactly.
Exactly. All right, we're getting to the fun part of this. It gets so tedious at the very
It
beginning of
does.
Stop, start,
get,
stop, start.
well,
It
yeah,
might be tedious for people who are watching on a live, but this is the bit I enjoy. Trying to get
Yeah,
the bottom to fit the top.
and have that fit.
I put a slight camphor on the front and it's going in, so I know I'm really close. Just got to take the back side of this down. Oh, almost.
Oh,
I used to have a parting tool that was ground on an angle.
See, getting down to here, I'd start. If you're getting down that far and it's just getting there, I would start using abrasive paper.
And it's still just a touch tight for that. Even you're right, Wayne. You are exactly right. I'll take a little more off the front edge, a little more off the back edge.
And Mike from Dancers has said, I used to have that problem in my nightclub in days when.
and Todd's got a really good question there, saying Andrew/Jamie, how often do you change your carbide tips? Well, the answer to that is when it stops cutting properly, give it a bit of a turn. There's a lot of heat build up when it's not cutting right either. Move the tip. So move it round until you've moved it completely round, then change the tip out. So it all depends on how much you're turning, what wood you're turning, whether you're turning
Yeah.
resin, etc. You know, so the honest answer is, you know, you'll see the cut. You'll see it.
And the
Yeah,
more
no,
you use
no.
them, the more you
Rob has put
understand.
Rob's put a very relevant comment in here. It's so hard to sneak up on the face as it takes twice as much off each cut. Yeah, because you've got to remember, you're taking the cut off your side,
Mm.
but the same amount is coming off the other side.
Yep. And Rob says he endorses Wayne's comment. Use sandpaper. There you go. Almost there.
Yep, just a touch. Now,
No,
now,
a brace of paper now.
Yep. 80 grit. 120 grit.
you can't
Nearly.
see it.
220. 220.
Okay, 220. It might take a bit longer,
Well,
but
right there is what I'm. Y'all can't see it.
Yeah.
Rob, that's for you,
220.
buddy. That's your paper. Just gonna come in here. It's not gonna take much. I can get it. I can get it on. I'm afraid I can't get it off at this point. It's that close. But I've done a. You can't see it, but I've done a bit of a double bevel on the tenon. I want it to be tight, at least to begin with.
yeah,
Mm,
smidge
a
more.
little bit more. Little bit more.
There.
Now, the Scot said he'll be demonstrating how to create the erosion bowl during this year's SWAT symposium. I'll be given
Oh,
two
nice.
rotations. I think that must mean two demonstrations, and I hope those of you who will be there will join me. Wish I could. I really wish I could, Scott. I just haven't got the pennies to get across to SWAT one of these fine years. One of these fine years, I really hope to, but it won't be this year.
I'm kind of hoping I'm going to have a benefactor to send me.
Oh, really?
Oh, that'll be nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be
Yeah.
nice, Doug.
Yes. It's 2 hard days of driving to get there, or I can fly. But yeah, if I have one of my folks, I've only got 3 who might send me. I wouldn't mind any of them sending me, or they could combine if they wanted to. I'd do it. Hey, Rob, I know Klingspor will be there. Talk to those folks and have them call me up. Oh, do Klingspor paper, Easy Wood tools, Axe wood paste, Parfex 3108, 3408. There's something grabbing that right in the middle. What is it?
Yeah, it looked like the
I
outer
know what
ring
it
were
is.
flexing a little bit.
My this is I didn't get straight in.
Oh, right.
That's what it is. I'm not going to fool with it. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a too loose fit is what I'm going to do.
Todd at Glen Cove has said the bad thing about SWAT is that it's in August in Texas, where the average high temperature is just under 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Well,
Yep.
Todd, I don't care. If I had the money, I'd still
That's
be
a good
there.
bit.
Yeah. Yeah. SWAT is considered by many folks to be the premier symposium to go to.
Yeah, and Scott is driving to Texas from Central California.
2 days or 3 days, Scott? I'm just curious.
Now, Robert Klingspor has said to you, Doug, go over to them and tell them you know me and watch the blank expressions on their faces and the who?
Who's Rob?
Yeah, who's Rob? Oh me. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, between that big body of water between the two kind of keeps y'all from having a lot of contact with each other, I imagine. All right, now if that'll stay. In fact, let me. I just thought of it. Golly, I'm gonna do the smart thing. I'm gonna bring my tailstock up.
Dale said it would be 24 hours driving time from him, in because he's in upstate New York.
Right. I had.
And Michael McEwen has said, in answer to Todd about it being a dry heat, and Scott saying it was average 118 degrees. Michael said that makes no difference, as you're always in air conditioning, except when you walk to your vehicle, and he goes every year.
Right. Um, I know one person is going to be there this year. With this next August, his wife is going to be taking him. He can't drive any longer, but he's forbidden from flying as well. So his wife has agreed to take him, and he is so excited. Uh,
Is that Captain Eddie?
as a matter of fact,
Oh, really?
Oh, brilliant!
yeah, he said this past week that was the plan. So as long as nothing
Oh,
pops up,
that is absolutely now. There's a reason for me to win the lottery.
there you go. Yes, I would agree. It's one reason I'd really like to go this year. I've watched him for a number of years, and when his illnesses started popping up and really giving him such a hard time, he had to give up SWAT. He dearly loves SWAT. So
I've got to
this year
say
he's
now, for those of you who are in the chat and who are not a member of the worldwide Woodturners group, become a member. Go into their website, which is worldwidewoodturners.org. If you can make it, go into the meeting, which is on a Wednesday night, UK time. It's 12 midnight. At the moment, the conversion times are a bit off because of daylight savings for over in the US. In fact, at the moment, it's 11 o'clock,
yeah,
not midnight UK time, on a Wednesday evening after my live, after Andrew's premiere. Go in. There's a bit of chat goes on before the meeting happens, and we usually get an introduction by Captain Eddie, which usually goes on for I don't know, 5-10 minutes about
mm-hmm,
how
mm-hmm.
good the site is, how good the group is, and everything, and it's absolutely brilliant. We have a show and
Mm.
tell just about every week. We didn't have last week because it was a tips and tricks. We have a show and tell every week from for people's work. We have a demonstration every week from people in the group.
Yep.
These are not paid demonstrations. These are from people in the group, that will sort of give their time up for free and give a demonstration. It's absolutely brilliant. It is, as far as I'm concerned, one of the best wood turning groups out there.
And it's all free.
And
Yeah,
it's all free.
and everyone's really
100%.
welcoming.
Absolutely. Yeah, Precious has been a couple of times.
Yep, when I
Bonnie's been
can,
in,
I'm there.
and it's one of the neat things to me is that there's you don't have to be there at a set time. You can come in when it's convenient for you, and when you need to leave, you simply leave.
Yeah, you can come into the chat. You can go out of the chat. There's nothing stopping you doing anything. You can comment within the chats. If you don't want to comment, you don't have to. There's no well, there are rules regulations, yes, but There are, it's a pretty good place to be in. The demonstrations are usually very, very good. But just the chat, just getting in there and joining in, and the web page, like I say, worldwidewoodturners.org. The web page is absolutely brilliant. There's a barter page, there's tips and tricks pages, there's just about everything in there, and it's all free.
Yep, that was the whole concept. That it shouldn't cost people an arm and a leg to be part of a group. And so the original, well, in fact, Eddie was talking with people at SWAT one year about it. It kind of dawned on him, why can't we do this via the internet, do it on a weekly basis, so that people can have the privilege of the wisdom of the collective all the time? That was the original idea. And so that's kind of where it is, and where that it took off from there. He asked a number of people what they thought about it. Oh, it'll never work. It'll never work. Well, Eddie's like most of us. You tell him it can't be done, he's going to try to his
He's
very
going to
best.
prove you wrong.
Yep, he's going to do his
Yeah,
best.
and the other thing is that there are some very good people on board with doing the internet stuff. There's a web designer on there. We've got an editor on there who does all the newsletters and puts the photos in for the newsletters and everything. And they're all doing this in their own time. It is absolutely brilliant.
Newsletter is every other week. Usually has well, it's always got pictures. It's a gallery kind of thing. But if there's any articles that have been written and submitted, those take priority. And so
Yeah, I think the last one had a how-to,
sure, yeah,
and then had some photos of people's work.
yep. If you want to go in and see those newsletters, you don't have to. We keep saying you got to be a member. You don't have to be a member of anything. In fact, even if you are a member, it doesn't cost anything to be a member. You just show up.
No, yeah, exactly, Doug. You just show up. And
Just
Scott,
participate.
and Scott's just said around about 100 fellow woodturners join in each meeting on a Wednesday evening. Yes.
Yeah.
Now you will find some of those people that join in can be a lot more vocal than other people.
When?
Yeah. But
When?
but
Sorry.
oh, that's okay, Andrew. I know what I'm like.
Al is a frequent participator and contributor to the collective.
He is, and Al's just put in just tailgating and talking about wood turning, and
There
Dale
you
has
go.
put in during the pre and after meeting chat, you may ask questions.
Absolutely.
You can ask questions during the demo, but they tend to be rather than vocal questions, they tend to be audio questions. They tend to be typed in questions. And
Yeah.
Dane, who is the admin, he will either decide whether to put ask that question during the demo, or leave it to the end when everybody can have a chance to ask the questions.
Yeah.
And it works out really well. Sometimes, like Scott is good about saying, anybody got a question, or go ahead and ask your questions now. Some demonstrators don't mind if you can't ask questions during the demo, and nobody will stop you if that's the case. Some demonstrators get sidetracked. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I've
I've got to
demonstrated
say, I
several
don't
times.
mind.
Yeah.
If,
Some people do,
if,
and some people don't.
Yeah, but if I'm doing a demo, I don't mind. I will stop and explain while I'm doing the demo.
Yeah.
That's if we can get your attention.
Yeah, if you can get my attention. But
This is true.
no. It's a bit different when I'm doing a demo for worldwide wood turners because
I know. I'm joking.
yeah, I know, Andrew, yeah, but that tends to be a demo I'm doing, so I am trying to explain stuff as I go, and I don't mind questions during that. When I'm doing my lives on a Wednesday night, the earworms take over, and I just stand there and turn stuff.
Yeah. Little different setting, but anyway, it's a
It
lot of
is.
fun,
It
folks.
is.
If you come in, if you come in and you don't like it, you don't have to stay. That's okay. Then again, I don't know of but one or two people who have fussed, and they mostly fuss because of the time. Um, it's called Worldwide Wood Turners because anybody in the world is welcome. Um, we can't, because the world is a 24-hour system. We can't be on for 24 hours. Just can't do it. So, it may not be a convenient time for you. However, I'll tell you this as well. It is on the web.
Mm.
Last week's
It is.
meeting, all the entire 3+ hours of last
Gets
week's
put
meeting is on YouTube right
is on
now. I
YouTube.
saw it.
Yes, it it,
Yeah, it
it
went on
gets
this
put up
morning.
on the YouTube as well.
Yep. So, it may take a week to go on, but it's going to be on there, and you can always. We do have several folks who never are in the live meeting, but they are in they're part of the group and they watch the meetings every single week. And we know that because they talk about what happened.
I mean, the good
Right.
thing is, sorry, go on.
I was just about to say, Jamie has said back in the day, they did, and I don't know who this was with because I certainly wasn't involved with it. But back in the day, we did a live hangout for 4 days straight on YouTube.
Oh
Jamie, did you forget to
goodness.
hit the button?
Right,
Who was it?
Wow.
Marcel is asking a question, Doug.
Okay.
May I ask why you are folding up sanding discs rather than use Klingspor's shop roll material?
Because this is how I buy my sandpaper in these
Okay,
discs.
Good
I don't
answer.
buy the sheets. I don't buy the
yeah,
sheets.
and Jimmy's just said that was before he knew me.
So just quickly going back to the timing for the worldwide
Yeah.
wood turners, yeah, okay, it's not convenient for me, but every opportunity that I get to, join, I do, and it's
Yeah.
great.
Yep.
And then the good thing about it is as well, because I've committed to do that, I get to go watch the Creative Makers podcast just after it.
There you go.
Exactly, yeah.
You
And
know,
Haley's just come in. Good evening,
hello
Haley.
Haley.
Hey,
That's Wooden
Haley.
Burl for everybody that doesn't know her name.
Just parting off this top.
Go across and follow Haley. That's Wooden Burl on Instagram. She's turning some very nice stuff at the moment.
All
Jamie
right.
said. Jamie said he does a podcast at the same time. It's a pain being a celebrity sometimes. Lol.
Jamie.
Yeah.
Jamie.
Jamie.
I will quite often come out of Worldwide Wood Turners and go in the other room and I'll get my wife taken care of. Then lo and behold, I turn on Creative Makers Podcast and watch it before I
Okay.
go to bed.
Right. I'm going to say tomorrow. It's not actually tomorrow night. It's Thursday morning for us in the UK because it's usually 1:30. I think it's going to be 12:30.
12:30.
Thursday 12:30 tomorrow morning.
Yep.
The Creative Makers podcast has got Bobby and Nicole Duke on this week. And if
That'll be
anybody
good.
is out there who doesn't know Bobby Duke, where the hell have you been for the last 10 years or so? This guy is such a creative maker and does absolutely just about everything. He's brilliant. And Nicole, over the past, I think it's 2.5, 3 years, has gotten into pottery and started doing her own stuff with pottery and everything. Absolutely brilliant. That is going to be a very good podcast, and that is going to be Thursday morning, UK time, 12:30 a.m. That's going to. I'm sorry, I still can't get my head around the daylight savings thing, so I don't know what it's going to be, Eastern or Central or anything like that. I'm sure Jamie will put that in.
4
Jimmy's
hours.
put in 7:30 Central.
Okay. Which is 8:30 Eastern.
You're just coming up to 5 past the hour, Doug. You're doing really well.
Yeah, we're right now done. Cleaning up the roughness that the parting tool left.
And if it's all right with you, Doug, I could pop the link in for that Bobby Duke.
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead and pop yours in if you got it made.
Oh,
I haven't decided what I'm doing tomorrow night yet, Doug. So
well, even
how
Precious,
unusual
you
is
got one
that?
tomorrow too.
Yeah, mine is still under construction. So I haven't finished the voiceover. But yeah, that's the link for the podcast tomorrow from Creative Makers with
Excellent.
Nicole and Bobby Duke.
Mercy. Every time I turn that silly vac on, I think I've got to get that enclosure built so that I don't have to listen to that.
It's one of those things, isn't it, though? It will get there when it happens.
When it happens. And the issue is I've got to go buy a sheet of plywood. That's the issue.
Right.
That is the issue. Well, in fact, before I do that, let me very quickly.
Jamie put, no days were harmed in the creating of the podcast. Oh, dear.
I love putting this walnut oil on and just using my hands. It just brings the color out.
I wish we could get that over here.
That disappoints me. I did that. I thought I got that good and straight, but I didn't. That inner lip here is where it should be parallel to the box. It's not. It's angled.
Right. I've just put in the link to the worldwidewoodturners.org.
Okay. Yeah, just pop it if you want to join us. Just open up the website and down. It's kind of toward the left, right under all the headings. You'll see a button. Click here to go to meeting. Click on that.
Yeah, go to meetings or go to events, one of the two. And Rob from Klingspor has said about my live tomorrow night, Wayne, yes, you are praising an amazing engineering marvel, the like I've never seen before.
Yeah, true depth gauge.
That's the depth gauge.
Yeah. Unlike Mark's, it makes you go for the bottom.
Now, I've measured the width of the depth gauge, so tomorrow night I will not be turning the bowl. I'll probably be turning the vase.
Okay.
A vase.
Jamie's asking, how long does the show go on for? It goes on for quite a few hours, Jamie, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, it's about 3 hours.
It takes around about half an hour for a bit of side chat and for Captain Eddie to do introductions and things. Then we
Right.
tend to have a show and tell, and then the demo starts after about maybe an hour. So, yeah.
Then
And
they're
JP
after
says,
3 hours, the official time is over. Um, but then there's an after show as well. They'll go. Sometimes it's 30 minutes. Sometimes it's a couple, 2 or 3 more hours. It's amazing how long people will hang around and talk. It's just like an open chat session.
mm,
So, but the official time is from 7 to 3 Central, or no, 7 to 10 Eastern. Um,
So yeah,
see
the
my,
official time is 3 hours, but it does tend to go on a little bit.
yeah, yeah.
and no, Jamie, I didn't cry at Bambi.
You did cry at Bambi.
I
So
didn't.
did I. Oh, I did. Uh, Sitting there watching a movie last night. Oh, if I can get loose
Oh,
here.
you're stuck. Oh, there you go.
Oh, there you go.
Ah,
You unhooked it.
there. Sitting there watching a movie last night, and Connie's looking over at me saying, "What in the world's going on with you?" I'm sitting there crying at stupid movie. Ah, there you are, one
That's
live oak
awesome.
box.
Mm,
Bring it up
Very
so you can
nice,
actually
Doug.
see
Very
it.
nice.
And
perfect, buddy.
there is what makes me look at it and think English oak, but I know it's
Mm,
not. I know exactly where this came from.
yeah,
Yeah,
dark
Southern
green.
Mississippi.
the thing is, Doug, the difference is I don't see any medullary rays on that, which you get a lot with English oak.
Yeah.
Can you
There's the
see them in the
bottom.
bottom?
Yep.
Oh,
Mm,
okay. Yeah,
See them
Grant.
going
yeah,
up
Yeah.
and
there
down.
is.
The grain is going left and right. The medullary rays are up and down. Same on the top. You can see them very clearly. I think you can see them. There you go. Now you can see them.
Jamie.
Jamie,
So,
Jamie. Now, I did cry at Titanic, but not because Wayne was on it.
And Jamie said Wayne cried at Titanic, brought back bad memories of his first trip. Lol. No, it brought back memories of me workshop getting flooded. That's what bloody happened.
Oh, Jamie.
yeah, you're about right there, old man River. He's trying to share with you the time zones across the U.S. 4:11 in the
Oh,
Eastern,
right.
3:11 Central, 2:11 Mountain Time. What few states are on Mountain Time, and then 1:11
And 111 in the
Pacific Time,
Pacific.
which is that's Scott Hampton, and it's also Mike McEwen. He's on that same time zone.
Oh, really? Roy's the boys
Yeah.
has just joined as well.
Hey, Roy,
Evening,
just
Roy.
in time.
Late
You're
again.
late.
Right.
All
No,
right with that,
now,
we'll say.
no, hang on. Roy is late because of the daylight savings time.
No, let's get it
Roy,
right. Roy's late 'cause he's been in the pub. He's been doing his little deals.
well, there is that.
And he forgot the times. Sorry,
But
Roy.
but he's really late because of the daylight savings times,
He
It
and
doesn't have.
is, yeah.
and Doug started at 7 o'clock, not 8 o'clock, Roy.
Yeah.
Yeah, 7 your time, which was 3 my time, which is the normal time. But we already changed times. We changed times Sunday week back. So and you got another week
Another
and a
four.
half?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
week, 2
yeah.
weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
31st of March, Easter
yeah,
Sunday.
yeah.
That's when we change.
Yep. So yeah. But there it is, just an oak bowl or box. And let's see if I get my little ruler here. I found this. That was the one good thing I did
Oh, that's
find.
good. That's a good
Three
thing.
3 1/4 tall, and it is 2 1/8 wide at the widest point. So probably will be used. I'll probably sell that in one of my stores that sells loose tea, and they will sell it as a tea store. So,
Okay.
which means I
Oh,
need to make that
nice.
lid a little looser. It's as it cools off, it's loosening up even with the oil on it. So, yeah, that'll be a good one. That'll be a good one. I will sand that tin in just a little bit so it just lifts off. It won't take much. Clean up the bottom just a little more. But that's it. Nice little box. Oak,
Nice one,
which is
Doug.
tough. Oak is oak. Oak is tough no matter what.
Yeah.
But that cut brilliantly, especially when I stuck that that number one holler in it.
I know you were going there, my
That
precious.
that's right. There, I have
Just
yet to find
just
a
saying
wood
that
that resists a number one holler.
Roy was late because he was in a family Zoom meeting.
Okay, all right. We'll let you get by with it this time.
Any excuse, Delroy.
Wayne says, I know the time zones because I've lived in all of them. I understand. I lived in Central Time for right at 10 years. I never did get used to Central Time. I'm an Eastern Time zone kind of guy. Um,
Yeah,
hmm,
Jimmy said that he cleaned up around the lake today. He found loads of goodies from a moisture meter, torches, pens, loads of stuff.
my goodness. It's amazing what you can find. Speaking of
Mm-hmm.
which, sandpaper in the
Now,
trash can.
Lucy's asking a pretty
Good
serious question
question.
here.
Yep, good question.
How much would you sell that for, Doug?
30, I think is what I've been selling these at.
$30?
Thereabouts. Yeah, thereabouts.
What's that? 25, £26, something like that. Maybe a little
Something
Yeah.
bit
like
more.
that. Yeah,
27,
thereabouts.
28.
Yeah, whatever the conversion is, and that changes day by day. So yeah, they're not expensive. And so I try not to, especially if I don't embellish them at all. I think I did 35 on two that I embellished the lid, put two little circles, and used the ResinCrete in there. Um, yeah, it needs to be sanded just a little bit. It's got a little tight spot. I like it personally, but these people that can't grab hold of stuff. Anyhow, but that's it. That's it.
And Jamie's beat me to it. So if you're gonna put like a little ring in there, you could use a
Uh
little
huh.
parting tool from Easywood.
Yeah, yeah. You sure could. Sure could. Could
So
use a
Todd's put
party.
in $30 is 23.5 pound GP. Oh, sorry, BP, not GP, BP,
Yeah,
British
yeah.
pounds.
23.58. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
did them 30, 35. I'd have to look and see what I did the other ones for. I'd sell this for the same thing. Um, 30 or 35. So yeah, 23 to 28 pound thereabouts, just to put us in the ballpark. Not expensive. Um, there's a few pieces like that I sell fairly inexpensively, but yet some people say $30 for that. My wife, she would go ballistic. You can't sell that for $30. Well, I put those other two in. I think they were 35, and one of them sold the next day. So
Now,
I was tickled.
see, right. Oh, okay. This could go on for a long time, or we could cut it short.
Yeah.
But the cost of the wood, okay, the cost of your time, which has
Mm-hmm.
been an hour, just an hour and 15, the
Hmm.
cost of your time, the wear and tear on your tools, the cost of electricity, and the most important of all, profit. If
Yeah.
you are going to sell your stuff, you have to get profit out of it. Otherwise,
Yes.
what's the point?
Right.
Yep.
That was picked up wood, free wood. So, but yes, you're right. And Wayne, we've talked about it before too. When we're doing a demo, it takes us seems like it takes at least twice as long. I probably could have done that in 25, 30 minutes if I hadn't been
Yeah,
talking with you and listening to questions and those things as well. But anyway, um, yeah, for me to price this one piece, taking those things that Wayne put in for consideration, 75, $80. Who's going to buy a 3-inch box for 75, $80? Um,
exactly.
No, we're not gonna do it.
there are things we simply, as makers, things we're going to sell that we sell them because we don't have room to store them all. So we're going to give some up, and if we make a couple of dollars so that we can keep our tools supplied and our other things, sandpaper, finishes, grit, waxes, all of those kinds of things. I'm just looking around to see for any other ideas. Uh,
Yeah, and Rob's also put
tape
in
measures.
under 10 comment the 10% commission you give you earworms. Don't forget that.
Oh, 10%.
Hey, hang on,
Somebody's been robbing
hang on.
me.
Right, right. I have earworms so they can promote themselves.
Good
Because
call.
to tell you the truth, with the earworms I've got, they need to promote themselves.
Oh my. With that,
Oh dear.
thank you all so much. You folks in the chat, Precious, Wayne, thank you guys for being with me. It's been a great day. It's been fun.
Yeah.
We've got a little box made, and that really is. I'll put pictures up on social media. It
Mhm.
became a pretty little box.
It is.
Quite
Now
nice.
the thing that I do really like about that, Doug, is the difference between the sapwood and the hardwood.
Yeah, yeah,
You know that it's half and half on that piece of wood that you chose, and it worked really, really nice.
right, right. The oak, the browns, they work together very well. A piece of fresh walnut that is so dark in the heartwood and so light in the sapwood
Oh
might not.
yes,
It's striking, but then you look at it a second time, you think, yeah. I like it. Some people don't. This turns out really nice. The one side it kind of fades from one to the other. This side, it there's a heavy line between the two. So, and there's some spalting and some movement and the medullary rays and those are just
Look at those. Look at those. They are nice.
trying to get them up here so you can see them. There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
they are
just
nice.
real nice streaks in there. So anyway, nice piece of wood, nice
yeah,
little box that'll hold an ounce, ounce and a half of tea, so somebody can get their tea and get it home and have a nice secure
yeah.
little box. Make a nice gift. That full of loose tea.
Jimmy has just said, "Careful, Wayne." I nearly jumped off my throne then. Lol.
uh, Mark would too if he's listening, if he got his internet up.
Yeah, well, there we are then.
You know
Oh
what?
dear.
The grain ended up matching extremely well too.
It did.
Oh, look at
It
that.
really did.
We come to the other side where you see other lines, they're dead on each other on the other side. That's kind of unusual. They're
Mm.
usually on one side and then the other side's off just a touch. These are awfully good. Just a great piece of wood. Great piece of wood. Thank you all. It's been a good day. It's sunny outside, but it's still cold. We got
Oh,
cold.
really?
We were in the 70s Friday and Saturday, 30s today. In fact, yesterday it snowed. Pretty incredible. Not deep, but I had a dusting out on the deck, and so we could see it.
So
So
not real deep.
Not
no, not
real deep.
real deep at all. In fact, it was real little. Very little
My
snow.
kind of snow.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, yeah. You could almost make a snowman. Folks, it's been good. It's been fun. We'll do it again next week if everything allows us to, if the creek don't rise too high. So with that, we'll say goodbye.
Oh,
Bye
night night,
bye.
Bye.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.